Over. There we go. Do 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 do. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. As I make sure both that my skirts don't crumple underneath me and cough a little because allergies. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
And Hannah. Yay! See, I can't do that right.
I
hi.
think there's a wrong way to gyrate.
That's gonna make me cough more. Hello, I am Rebecca. I am the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Brevard. What?
Inigo Montoya much?
No, that's hello. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's different.
Close.
Can we make it through one day?
Nope.
No.
One day.
No.
Nope.
Without Princess Bride, no.
No.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rebecca. As I said before, I was about to say so rudely interrupt, but no, I looked at you and let you interrupt me. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in kind of chilly and pollen-filled Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there. It was colder yesterday.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Hannah. I'm minion number 2.
Sorry, we got distracted. So, yes, this is better than I was 2 days ago because I finally got back on allergy meds. Oh my gosh, I had stopped I'd run out of Claritin, so I went back to the Zyrtec, and it wasn't working. And then I wasn't taking anything, and it's my fault.
Allergy meds. Who knew?
Who knew you need to keep taking them? Okay. We had this talk yesterday of a little bit of before I moved down here. I think it's recently too. Like I hadn't experienced allergies till I came to the South, and I don't think it's the South's fault.
Oh no, it is.
It's, yeah.
But
Everything here is designed to kill you. Literally.
But I'm seeing stuff
Yeah.
on Facebook of friends in like Illinois and other places that are having a horrible time with allergies this year too.
Well,
So-
allergies are
That's
always
new,
going to
though.
kill you, but the mountains have a lot of stuff that's going to kill you. And then people plant azaleas. No offense if you like azaleas. I don't. There's a
just add to
poster
the
child for pollen.
Anyway, so
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Azaleas, like the pollen is everywhere.
I don't know
Flowers
which flower
in general.
that is.
It's the
The
pink ones
azaleas
in
are
people's
the-
yards.
Okay, there are a lot of pink flowers. You can't just say
It's
they're the pink
I'll
ones.
show you later.
they're
you.
the
welcome.
pink ones that our mountains
The bushes.
are calling are based on, but yeah, they're that color of pink. They're really like hot pink. And we used to have some at my old house that are white too, though, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, there's white, there's purple, there's orange.
And they're on big leafy bushes rather than just little along the ground.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think
But-
we had some at my old house.
But I get it. I don't do plants and flowers either. I'm like, yeah, I will call things the wrong name all the time, and people will laugh at me because I don't know plants.
Pollen annihilates me,
Yeah.
so I avoid flowers at all costs.
Liz and I just killed them when people give us plants in the
You
shop.
can't kill an azalea. It's really, really hard.
Are you sure?
Yes, because Bernie,
Someone should give us one.
Bernie dug one up and left it just sitting there, and it's still growing.
I kill air plants.
Are those ones that are supposed to be hard to kill?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know that. So, anyway, hi. This is the podcast about knit and crochet. But we squirrel all the time. No show notes, Yay. What's going on? I'm trying to get the logistics out of the way. Let me do that before we dive in too far.
Okay.
We always have virtual sit and stitch if you ever want to join us on Tuesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Even when my allergies were so bad I thought I had a bad cold or worse. I was still there this Tuesday. 7 to 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Zoom, and you get in with a shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
That is also the number you can use to get into Zoom this Sunday, because we are having our once-a-month virtual dual-platform sit and stitch. And that is on Zoom. but also on Facebook Live. You'll see me on Facebook Live and hear Zoom, and you can join Zoom if you want to see all the other people attending. That is from 2 to 4 U.S. Eastern Time. This Sunday, April 13th. And let me see. We already had the first Coach and Connect for this. I'll talk about this in a minute because I tend to go last. That means not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, we have another. We have 3 more left. So if you want to join us, it's $40 for now what is 3 hours worth, 3 different hour-long sessions to talk and chat and share and ask questions about the Granny Hexi Make-Along. Cardi Make-Along. Granny Hexagon. Because I always mess that up. I only mess it up when I'm with you and on the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mess it up when I'm talking on my other show. Anyway.
She calls it a hexagram.
Yeah, which is like a pentagram, hexagram, you know. Mm-hmm. It's a Star of David, basically. It's not a, it's not a, you know, what this is. So I get them confused.
Different.
They do be different. They do be different. You're fine.
Sorry.
But so there's 3 more of those, and you can ask questions and interact directly with Liz and I instead of waiting for me to talk about it on here or on my personal podcast. Yeah, that's the word. I have allergy brain fog, and they're going to be in shop sit and stitches starting this next Wednesday, every other Wednesday. That's just for people to come hang out if they're working on these and maybe meet other people who are working on these. And if you need help, then there's fees for it. But if you just want to come sit and hang, it's free. And that's from 2 to 4 on Wednesdays at the shop every other Wednesday. Anyway, I'll try to put the schedule below because I don't have show notes in front of me to tell you schedules. So, yeah. Both of your glasses are red today.
Yeah. I planned that.
I think we're gonna wait. Do you want to start with Hannah or not? Hannah's looking
I
at.
can start.
I think she's looking at schedule stuff on the. I need to update those.
Trying to find it.
No, I don't think I have all the details on that. It's just the general.
See it all.
Yeah, it's just the general. This next 2 months.
I need to be wearing my glasses, and
They're right.
that distance is too far.
They're
for
right
me.
up there.
It's
I'm
okay.
looking at the sheet.
I know,
right
but
there.
your glasses are.
Yes,
Okay,
that's too far
there's
for
2.
me to reach.
I have 2. I
And
have 2
Jedi
stickers.
powers are not a thing. I learned that as a child, and it was devastating. Like, truly devastating.
Aww. I did like all the books as a kid that you could have powers or get powers or train yourself to do cool things. Anyway, I have 2 sticker chalkboards on the front of the counter, and one has upcoming classes in general, and one has the make-alongs coming up. And the classes in general is completely out of date because there's only one on there that I think is
It's the 12th.
Yeah, did I put the 12th? Because the 12th that's not actually a right date.
The 12th is a Saturday.
The 12th?
Yeah.
Well, but the 12th is not the crochet chart class. I don't think. It's supposed to be this Saturday is supposed to be the skip cowl, which is this one.
Oh.
So anyone watching, so it's not even accurate, but you know. I have to double check that, but according to one of my schedules, I'm pretty sure this Saturday is a knit class. These are in-person classes, by the way. The skip cowl, which is made with Wizard, with 2 colors, a solid and a variegated of Wizard. I think it's awesome. I don't think we have anyone signed up right now, so it might just not be happening. You know, I think it was supposed to be next Saturday is supposed to be the Learn to Read Charts in Crochet. And that's the 12th plus 7, the 19th. I have to do math like that. The 19th is Learn to Read Crochet Charts. If I can down the road, if I have copious amounts of energy, I will do Learn to Read Knitting Charts and Crochet Charts as a virtual class. But right now, I don't have the energy for virtual classes in that capacity. Anyway, so now that I've severed us from those because they're either not detailed enough or out of date or incorrect. Hannah, what are you working on?
I
Not to
am
put you on the spot or anything.
working on what I need my pen to detach. I am working on
It's a
trying to
cardigan.
find
She's
the
looking for
name.
the name. Is it on there? It might not be
Yeah.
on there.
ah ha ha ha.
It's right there.
here.
Yeah.
I'm working on the Viveka cardigan
That's a cool name.
by it's my favorite things is what she calls herself. The pattern writer. And it at this moment looks like this with
It's
a bunch
so
of
pretty!
ends. I just got it.
That's the inside.
That is the inside.
You joined everything together yesterday.
Yes, I was able to with many.
We
many
deliberated
aids.
the right and wrong side of that. Yes. Okay.
I was able to join all of the shoulders to make the sleeves.
That was funky construction too.
It was.
Did you say? Did you guys say that you've made that before?
I haven't made that one. I've made
Okay.
another one.
No.
but-
Okay.
Because she's made a different
She's
one.
worked
by
with the
her.
pattern writer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I did her the wrap.
The wrap
Um,
cardigan.
Okay.
Was
Oh,
also
was
by her.
by her. Okay.
Mhm.
It was really neat construction though, because you had the back and then you have the like what looks like raglan seams on the back there, and these panels came off of that to do the front. Like when I was looking over the pattern to help you.
And she did mention that the shoulders were gonna be like, I think she said twice as long as the back.
Because it has to like
that.
wrap around. It's kind of like
Yeah.
my staff and vest. It has the connection in the back like that too, and then has these pieces that wrap around. So that's cool.
Yeah. But I'm like 8 rows into the
All of it being joined.
beneath the joining. So I have not gotten very far beyond.
It's okay.
But that's okay. I still think you've made a huge amount of progress since last week. Like I'm thinking about when people last saw that on this show.
And when you consider that when you were working on the shoulder fronts, they're narrow.
I need to take this.
Go.
Go.
Okay.
Go.
I will be right back.
Okay.
She's good. We'll move on to another topic.
Okay.
You're good. Anyway, she's made a lot of progress, and when she comes back, and now our shop phone is ringing, but we're gonna ignore it because it's not 10 yet. We can ask her about the stitch and everything else. So what are you working on, Liz?
I am working on project 209. It's
I almost was like
another-
Project Runway. No,
It's a
209.
It's yeah,
Okay.
on needles. It's another one of my big fluffy cardigans, and it is
So same pattern as a bunch of others, or
it's the same. It's going to be the same as this, but I'm
Okay.
going to add the collar later. This collar I'm
Okay.
adding later.
Okay.
Yeah. So
On the one you're wearing, did you add it as you went or something?
it
or what
started at the collar, and you go down so far, and then the collar just supposed to flip over. But to
Oh.
give it a little bit more structure, I'm adding the collar later.
Okay.
It is a strand of Wool Addicts water, which is crimped alpaca, and then two
Which
strands
we don't carry in the
which we
shop
don't carry
anymore.
anymore. And then 2 strands of a really pretty olivey green mohair.
You want to show it up close to the camera?
It's still like the white softens out the green, but anyway, it's kind of hard to.
It's
like,
cute.
Yeah. So I'm just all in this whole I want a fluffy cardigans phase. We'll see.
Okay.
And then I finished this. I finished it with just like minutes to spare before the funeral. I was wearing it too. And there is the lace.
It's stuck on. Wait.
Oops.
Ah! It's stuck here. Your hand
Oh.
is stuck on the.
Wait.
Your olive is stuck on the. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
There we go.
Anyway.
Can I help? Do you want me to help hold it
yeah,
up?
we
or-
can hold it up.
Okay. I'm trying to work on a thing, and that I don't usually do that. So, ready.
I did not do the math very well, so the ends are kind of not how I want them. But
Look, it's too big for the camera.
it is.
And it's see-through. Ah,
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
it's the linen.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
Talk about it, and I'm gonna.
It's our modern linen.
By
Barocco.
New to the shop, not
Yep.
online, of course, because me.
Yeah, but
So
I
pretty.
knit to here, and then the rest is crochet. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't block it because
You don't really need to.
I don't need to. It's big hook and
Unless you wanted it to get even bigger, but then again, like plant fibers block differently. I feel like then.
they do, and like so I'm not gonna block it just because it's so ginormous anyway. And then the last thing
How many? Before you move on to that, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, but how many skeins of yarn do you think you used for that?
I have a little ball of my third black left.
Okay, so 3 balls of black, and the others were just 1 ball,
And it was
right?
just like half a ball of the gray and the purple.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to.
No. Anyway, it was a fun knit crochet.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent way more time ripping out and putting in the lace edging because math. Counting is stupid.
Counting is stupid,
And then
or just hard.
yesterday and
Which
the day
makes it
before,
bogus.
I made
Oh, the dress. That's what I
New-
was like. What else are you talking to talk about? I don't see
new
anything else
dress.
here.
It's one of my birthday dresses. Has
She was
lace.
pinning this yesterday at the shop.
So I got this one pinned, and I have another dress underneath my gray one.
You just keep tailing the layers up.
And I put lace on both
So
of
that
them.
gray is pinstripe, right?
Yep.
Like that. It's really hard to see on camera, probably, but
It's-
it's a pinstripe.
Tiny
super
little
cute.
pins.
And I feel like there's so much detail in the piece that's under. I'm not gonna grab it because, but no, when you pinned out the
Yeah,
bodice, it has a lot of shaping to it. I thought
It's one of my typical,
yeah.
what I refer to as a boob dress. Anyway, that's what the
And then
gray
it's
one
covered
is.
up. But
Well,
I don't want you to strip on camera.
I
It's
don't.
okay.
I don't normally wear my boob dresses without something over them anyway. They just.
And anyone
Sorry.
joining us for the first time, tell us about your hat just a little bit.
It's another Formula One weekend, so I'm turning 50 in like less
Less
than a week.
On Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
And so I've decided that in addition to all of this, I was going to add hats.
You're an old lady.
Not yet. You're old too. You're 25. Quarter of a century. She keeps telling me how old she is. Anyway,
It's been a minute.
It's gonna be the one time that you're half her age.
I know, and that's so cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
anyway, so I'm adding hats to the me.
The you.
The me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you?
But no glitter or sparkles. I sparkle enough.
I'm gonna bring in glitter to just dump all over you.
I will have to hurt you.
Let's not,
That's
because
fine.
then it's gonna get in every nook and cranny of the shop too.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that it just goes in her chair.
That's not how glitter works. Anyway, so what stitch? I'm gonna go back to you for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
What stitch is in your cardigan that
It's-
makes it so cool looking?
The half fisherman's rib.
That's neat, and I want to say that means that only every you're only. When I was looking at your pattern, it looks like you're only brioching the knit stitches and not the
Yeah,
purl stitches. That's
it's-
maybe what makes it half. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay.
on the way back. It's a purl, and so the wrong side. It's purl and then brioche knit.
Okay.
Whereas the right side, it's knit and then slip and wrap.
Mm-hmm.
The
But it's not like brioche or fisherman's rib. Can be made with brioche or can be made. You don't have to worry about it. It can be made by knitting into the stitch underneath on every side, and that creates the same effect.
Mm-hmm.
But brioche you have the wrappy on the knits and then a wrappy on the pearls too.
Yeah.
Depending on which color, even with one color brioche. And this one, you're only ever wrapping half the stitches. On the row, you have to wrap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think that's what makes it half instead of whole.
okay.
But it looks cool. It's like, I think that's why we were
Do
we were
brioche now.
technically.
Hey.
Yeah. I think that's why we were having trouble figuring out which side's the right and the wrong side, because they both look cool in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
one looks kind of flat, and it looks understated, is what I have been saying. And then the other side looks overstated.
It's very springy.
It's like fluffy.
fluffy. And I think that's the right side. But I think you also could turn this sucker inside out when you're done.
Okay.
We'll see.
So with
you
how
wanted to.
I sew my ends in, no,
Okay.
you could not.
Okay.
It's not a problem. Ooh, you could do the fluffy brioche cardigan.
The fab cardigan.
Yeah.
Yes, I could.
I'm
I have had that one in my library for so long and have been so scared of it because it's brioche and
You can do it.
like can't brioche yet. Dude.
You're halfway there.
I will get back to that one, the one that I'm making at some point. But if you start making one, then I'll try to work on mine with you.
I'm so excited
I'm trying to.
because it's a cardigan.
It is. You really do love the cardigans, don't
I
you?
so do.
That's cool. I like that. And I can show you how my second cardigan's going. But so I don't have too much to talk about this week because first of all, I think I showed you all this last week and was like, it's almost ready to be done, and
You haven't.
it's kind
The
of.
face was everything.
I was trying to figure out the back and the front.
Did you see it too?
So, okay, I did get far enough to work on the ribbing at the bottom, but I have an inch of ribbing, and there's supposed to be an inch and a half. And this has been on hold because I'm having a lot more fun with my. I'm having a lot more fun with my hexi cardigans. So. Craft and a Cuppa, if we're going by favorite things, was yours. This pattern's by Craft and a Cuppa. I think that's such a cute name. And it's, I think she's over at what?
I thought I dropped a stitch and it was the end of the row.
So I just saw her looking at me and I'm like, what did I do? Apparently I didn't do anything. You're like, ah! Oh,
I was
it's okay.
like, oh no, I've dropped a stitch. Nope, it's the end of the row.
It's gonna be a day.
As long as you didn't just blow through it and connect your ends together.
No.
Okay,
I-
good.
I
So
dropped
it
the
is going to
stitch.
be a day. So, Cuppa is a very, I feel like, British reference, and CUPPA, and that is held out by all the measurements on this are in centimeters, which makes my brain hurt. But it's just because I was raised on inches. But okay, so I finished this one. I don't
I
think this was
love it.
finished last week. And it looks like someone commented it looked big and oversized or something, and that's kind of just the style.
Yeah.
The
And
vibe.
it's there's no like when you fold
could
your
totally put buttons.
yeah, I could if I wanted to, like when it's closed up, it fits me well, I think. But it also, the style of it, the hexagons when they're folded become these L shapes that are the main part of the cardigan. And there's no gentle shaping to that. It is very blocky and just
It fits more like a drop shoulder.
yes, that's true. Like going straight up. But I love I'm looking in the camera at like the geometric patterns in it, and it's so cool. This one was made with old die lots of Cascade 220 we had lying around, and I picked out 22 colors because I went through the bucket, got one of each color, and it took me with a mythological 7, a 6.5 millimeter hook. It took me 23.
4.
Huh? What'd I say?
4.5, you said 6.
Why did I say that?
I don't know, but I was like, that's not a 7.
Thank you.
mythological
4.5.
7.
I don't know. Something distracted me. I just, whatever. It took me 23 rows. Like the inside here, the very first row, and the very last row, which is this one right here. It's this deep berry color. Were repeated, but nothing else was. And so, one side to the other, I reversed the colors, the order of the colors. And then everything else I just tried to make kind of random.
And reversing the colors, they look like two completely different.
They do. I mean, you can see this color is like in here, like when I'm looking in the camera. They look very different, but they coordinate kind of.
Yep.
It's just, this is super busy. I change colors every single row, and you don't have to do that. But what's kind of crazy, and the math isn't always going to work out on this way. So I made a big size, and she warns that a big size is going to have big sleeves. But there's a joining part in the back that the cream in the back is my joining row. Liz did this on the on the our Coach and Connect. I had to do 5 rows on the side of each hexagon in the back to make it wide enough according to the pattern to then do my joining row in the back. And then I ended up doing 5 rows, because here's where my hexagon ended. 5 extra rows for length that I liked on the sleeves, and that was pure coincidence. And then I ended up doing a super gathered cuff. And then I had plans to make this super long because I have so much yarn left, and I kind of was like, I want to be done. So I did 5 rows. Thank you, Carol, for the suggestion. Here, this is the row where my hexagon ended right here. I did 5 more rows of length. And then there are 2.5 rows of edging that go all the way around the collar and around the hem. So that gave me the whole thing. And it's awesome. I love it. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. And I've already been busting through my second one that I started on Saturday. So my second one is, that's what I'm sitting here working on. I went back and forth on a roundabout, and finally I was gonna do the super big merino, and then Liz is like, that's because I wanted something to be done fast.
You'll only wear it.
She's like, you'll never wear it because it's gonna be so, like, crochet is so chunky, right? Yeah. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do wizard. Like, I wanted to do something simpler than this one. So I was thinking 2 colors. And then it was like, okay, just like this, like a color changing in a solid was my first thought. And this feels wonderful, so now I want to make this too. And then you were pushing me towards wizard and fairy floss, because then I could have a busy changing and a slow changing. And then I was inspired by all of the cardigans that Hannah is making out of cumulus, because it's so soft. And I've only crocheted 1 shawl out of the cumulus. And so I was like, I could do one out of cumulus. And so I decided to pick a rainbow. This is fluorescent something, actually. I think only fluorescent fit on here. Fluorescent lights. So either...
It's super bright.
It's super bright. And then Liz picked this green to go with it. This is... I was just going to do a rainbow and a solid. And this is chartreuse. And then Liz said, what about putting one of the dappled? So all 3 of our varieties, of cumulus are in this. This is all I have left of the dappled. The dappled's a new color.
That's the spring, the one that I've been calling Wonder Wharf. It's the one that I incorporated.
It's like
in
spring something.
The last.
I don't have the label here.
The whatchamacallit, the last cardigan that I made.
Yeah, the bottom of her sleeves and stuff. It was really pretty.
In the pockets.
And it goes really well with these. And then I kept plotting, and I'm like, okay, so maybe 2 rows of each color. And I wasn't sure where I was going to start. I started with this little guy. This is 2 rows of each color, starting from the outside of one of these balls. But the chartreuse, and then the hot pink, and then the multicolor. And I was like, okay, and I went back and forth whether I was going to use the same and make the 2 hexagons at the same time. I went through a lot of different iterations. And then I decided I didn't want the hot pink of this at the inside of my armpits, basically. I didn't want to have hot pink armpits. Because see if I fold this. See, it's a little cute. This is for like a little, it's like for one of my kitties.
That's some razor burn, bro.
That's another reason why I didn't really want that, like, right here. So I was like, I'd rather have it radiate out to the hot pink. And the way the math is going of 2 rows of each color was getting me about 1/3 of the way from my width. And so I was like, okay. I thought about just going back and forth, but then they wouldn't match as much. And I wanted to have this be at least partially matchy-matchy. So then I backed out and said, okay, I'm going to use 1 skein of this for each side. And it turns out it's probably going to take me more than just 3 skeins of yarn. Anyway, but then I also changed my mind on wanting the pink at the inside. Baiting her bubble. Okay. So I restarted my second one, and my second one is the one I've made more progress on. So this is what the hexagon looks like starting from.
Oh, that's cool.
It kind of matches your jacket a little bit, parts of it, right?
Yeah. When
Like,
you open the thing,
Wow,
it like really
especially.
matches. I feel a little
Wanna
bit
buy
like
a
I feel
watch?
like you just exposed yourself, but you didn't. It's okay.
No. Want to buy a watch?
I have a sweater
Can I
I
sell
got.
you some yarn?
I have a sweater. I have a shirt I got in line that says yarn dealer with a kitty. And the kitty is holding his jacket open. He's got all these balls of yarn in it. It's really cute.
I love
Anyway,
it.
that's what it made me think of. Apparently now we've all semi-flashed you, but not really because we're fully clothed. Okay. I'm making this more awkward.
Oh yeah, because of your dress.
What? She didn't do...
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh, that goes back to when
The
she was
boob
pulling up
dress
the lid.
and-
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Oh,
this
that's a whole
is
different thing.
this is
I'm pre-coffee.
okay. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually make. So this is the center of this ball. Believe it or not, there is some bright. See, boop. There's some bright like teal blue, and then it went to this is the next section that is the rainbow. It goes to this deep turquoise, which the deep turquoise after 2 rows of it ended up with this aqua color. So then I had this aqua color right next to the chartreuse, which is kind of weird, but I'm going with it. There's a part over here where the chartreuse and the rainbow are almost the same color. And I just said, screw it. I'm going to keep going. Like, it's gonna... It almost like we were worried in the beginning it would have this blendy moment, and it's blendy but not blendy. But overall, I think it's going to work. And now I'm hitting finally some warm colors up
Does
in
that
here.
not have a green in it?
What, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the green. The green is where is the limey chartreusey,
Okay.
but it's a brighter chartreusey than this chartreuse. So
Okay.
I'm just rolling with
If
it.
you squint, it's 2 different colors.
Well, you know what? I don't have my glasses on.
And
If you
I am
squint.
hitting. Okay, I'm hitting. This is my 3rd repetition of these colors, so I'm hitting yellow right now, and that means that this is how much I have left of the first skein. It means that the orangey and the hot pink might actually end up being the edging or the connecting or something like that. But I always warn people, these don't lie flat when you first make them, but if you fold one side of the hexagon together, you can start to see what this is going to look like. It's going to be like that. And if I do this, it's off camera. But that's my sleeve right now with the yellow. The yellow is going to go all the way around. I think once I do 2 more rows of the multicolor, I might be half done. I might have one of my hexagons done. Like, this is almost big enough right now. It's like 22, 23 centimeters, and it needs to be 28. So
Heck yeah.
we're going to see what it looks like. I do like that the multicolor has some pink in it to kind of tie it together with the hot pink at the outside of this.
That was aggressive.
She wasn't ready for that. So anyway, this is flying along, and it's really been fun. And it's not as simple.
This is so true.
Well, huh? The
It's an
aggressive.
aggressive hot pink.
It is. That's why I think I said it that way.
I
So
wasn't ready.
next time I'll be like, incoming. No. So I will keep you updated on how this goes, but I'm having so much fun with it. I'm kind of neglecting my other projects right now because it's kind of fun. And the allergies kind of kept me from working on anything else. Like, I couldn't focus a couple days ago. It was just, yeah. So this is not as simple, though, as I wanted it to look. So the question is, if I finish this, do I need to make something that's even more simple? Because I want to show all the different ways that this can look. But we'll see.
You could do it all in one.
I could. Well, I was actually thinking, but it's still complicated. If I did it all in one fairy floss.
You could do it all in
Like, that will change colors.
You are doing a fairy floss fab cardigan, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not crochet.
But
And I could use the colors of fairy floss that I really want to use.
I have to say.
We will talk about this off camera.
My knee is not a drum.
I could do...
But it is, though.
Okay, there's another couple things. I could do it with Wizard, which would be really busy. I could do it with a solid of Wizard, which would be very not busy. I've already done a
We should
Wizard.
do the blue one.
I need to order more of it. Hannah doesn't like the blue. I think it's gorgeous. I need to order more of that, though. I have done one Wizard crochet project already, the corner to corner in the multicolors. So we know how the Wizard crochets up. And honestly, if I was going to do it in Wizard, I should pick a solid.
You should use sock yarn.
I was thinking about making a teeny tiny, like one with teeny tiny yarn. I think that would be cool. I wouldn't do it on a teeny tiny hook. I would do it on a mid-size hook for that yarn. What? She's got thoughts. She's horrified, and she's got thoughts. What was your thought?
I was thinking you could do the Fiji. The Fiji would look really cool.
It would. I'm planning on knitting with that, though.
Well, knitting,
Oh,
whatever.
Just shoot down everything.
Yeah.
Or the
I want to do one that's not busy, though.
the fadey.
Yes, I could do it with the fadey sock yarn. That would be awesome.
On like
the gradient
an
thing?
I or a J hook would go fast.
Yeah, I'm thinking not a teeny tiny hook.
Well,
I don't know if I was going to do an eye hook, but that could be nice and lacy. That could be fun. Okay, we all have decisions to make and or I have decisions to make that they're going to try to influence me on, and I may or may not be swayed. I don't know. We'll find out. This is the hard part because I want to use up all the yarn I have in the shop, but then all the yarn I have in the shop is used up, and that's not good because then y'all can't buy anything. So, contact us. Go buy stuff before I use it all up. Anyway, what does that look for?
I think it would only take like 2 bowls of the fadey sock yarn.
I think you're underestimating how much yarn it's going to take, but you could be right. But see, and then so the fadey sock yarn, we have to open the shop, but the fadey sock yarn, it's so you can have matching socks that fade like dark to light or light to dark. And what I would, so it goes dark to light, and then halfway through the skein it starts over dark to light. But I think what I could do is go dark to light and then go from the center light to dark, so it could just be like this waving, undulating, really cool thing. Anyway, now I have thoughts, but I'm going to work on this one first. Although crochet is great because your hook's not locked in if I want to use the same hook on everything, which is why Liz doesn't count crochet projects in her 200 projects. She has more than 200 projects going. Far more, but she only counts the ones on needles in terms of being locked in. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing that. Anything else? Should we open the shop?
We should open the shop.
The voices of wisdom have spoken. What do you say at the end, Liz?
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
Okay, bye. We'll see you next week. It's her birthday next week, so just be on the lookout because we might celebrate it.
Maybe.
If she gives us permission, we'll let you know. Bye!